what is originality? Let's say that you're in a group of 5 to 7 people and you're going to all go somewhere you haven't been before. Every single individual in that group is going to say things about that location that is completely unique to everything else that the others say about that location. That is originality. The fact that no two people are alike. The fact that it's uncanny how unique each viewpoint is, each take on life and the situation is, and how unique each story is. So in a sense, we all can't help but be original. And this is part of the power of being in a society. By listening to other stories, by plugging into the minds of other people, we get a greater view. We see things we would not have seen on our own. We have things brought to our attention that we wouldn't have noticed. We learn things that we wouldn't have learned. We are able to reap the benefit of other people's time that they put into investigating things and finding out about things. And so what happens with originality is you hear a story that just seems out of the blue, a revelation, something that was always there and is so obvious and yet overlooked. And there's a kind of magic to it, because the nature to existence is that there are things right in front of us, amazing things that are overlooked because we're only one human, and we can notice some of the amazing things, but being one individual, we can't notice all of them. So that when one of those other amazing things is brought to our attention, we're it's a point of wow, that is really incredible. I didn't notice that, and yet there it is. And that is originality. And originality is highly prized in all arts, and especially in storytelling. So how do we become original writers? How can we utilize this very powerful aspect to writing? And one technique is, it's a technique that I use. I think of it like a game that I play, and so I don't feel like I have to do it. I don't feel like I'm going to be a bad writer if I don't do it. But by playing this game, I feel it pushing me more into original territory. And it's simply the game that in my art form, if I notice any similarity, if in any way it seems like it's somehow like other stories that I've read or movies I've watched, to think about what I can do to take that out of my own work. And like I said, it's a game. I mean, as an example, I cannot not have cars in my story because there are so many cars in so many other stories. Because I cannot not use language because language is used in so many stories. But the thing is if I have a character who is wearing a red hood running through the forest, that's kind of similar. What are my other options? So by recognizing similarities, I'm not saying it's bad writing. We are more similar than different. But when you notice similarities, ask yourself, challenge yourself, what are my other options? And by challenging, you'd be surprised about what you come up with and what territory you find yourself going into that you haven't gone into. It's a game that when you play it, it pushes you into looking around corners you didn't look around, to turning over stones you didn't turn over, to pulling books off the shelf that you would otherwise not have bothered to take a look at. It might have you reading about the history of pirates when you did not look into that history, or it might have you look into the patterns that were popular on ceramics when that was something that you didn't look into. So by playing the game, it will push you into an experience of life. It will push you off kind of the path that you would have gone down if you weren't interested in discovering the greater world, in realizing how much more diverse and strange and tangled normal day existence can be. What other territory could I take this just to make it original, to make it something unique and different? And there's no better or worse about it. It may not necessarily improve the writing. You may realize that it's better just to keep that similarity. But by doing this, by getting in the habit of doing this 1 out of 3 times, you can stumble across something that it just is one of those epiphanies, and just something that is a wonderful discovery to yourself, and for that reason, you know it'll be a wonderful discovery to your readers. Another technique that you can use is to imitate life rather than imitate art. And now there is definitely a place for imitating art. We have our favorites, and through imitation, it's sort of like becoming a student of wonderful artists that we admire, and we can learn a lot. I've heard of comedians who will go and memorize the delivery of their favorite comedians, and through that they really get a great sense for timing. They get a great sense for attitude and comedic delivery, and that's an example of how imitating art in itself is really a great way to become a better artist. But for originality, just imagine that if you go out in life and, okay, if you have like your favorite book, the characters in that book, those you really just enjoy those characters. Characters that you can enjoy as much are waiting for you out in your life if you go out and pretend that the people that you meet in life are characters in books. We have a tendency to imitate other art more than going out and imitating life. And so just pretend that your experiences are a book or a movie, and then try to recreate it in your stories. Make notes on the people you meet, and the nature of existence. Everyone you meet is in some way extremely unique to any art form that's ever been made before. From year to year, you are meeting the people that are original characters, that if put into story form would be revelations about human nature, would be revelations about the time that you live in. So try as an exercise, just go out and pretend that you're in the middle, you're sort of like the silent character in the middle of the movie, watching these characters, and then go back and write a page about one of those characters and imitate that art. Pretending that life is art, imitate that art in these one-page exercises, and believe me, you are going to stumble upon original material. Now, in all other schools, practices, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. but in art you want to reinvent the wheel. And the reason for this is originality is about not taking anything for granted. And now I think that you need to have a relaxed attitude about it. You know, in artwork, you don't want to be, oh, I've got to do it, you know, this way, or it's right or it's wrong. So it's all right to take things for granted, but when you don't take things for granted, you're accessing, you're tuning into something that can have it to where you will find original material. So when you're coming up with the way the scenes look in your story, the houses, the streets, you can go ahead and describe them and imagine them and create them very much the way, kind of following the standards, or you could go ahead and reinvent those standards. You could go ahead and reinvent what a street is, what a person is, what a, you know, so to be in the frame of mind of going ahead and reinventing all the standards, that's a very powerful place for an artist to be. So go ahead and reinvent the wheel, because by redoing something that's already been proven to be done correctly once is also a way of keeping you on the path of common insight and knowledge. And the role of the artist is about stumbling off that path and about looking places that are overlooked and finding new things. I hope these tutorials are helpful. The reason I put them together is so that I can take a couple of moments to let you know about my website. I've been working on one story called Terrible Immunity. It's going to be put together in 6 books, and I want to put up a lot of episode videos free to watch on my website, solomation.com. If you want to encourage me to put out more tutorials on writing, please take the time to go to solomation.com and check out what is looking like my life project. Thank you. The thing about originality is that there are probably just countless ways to encourage originality in your artwork. If you have any ideas, if you have exercises or techniques that the viewers of this video might find helpful, please leave it in a comment below. Here's an exercise you could do. So for a few weeks, however long you feel like doing it, write down 10 things each day, 10 overlooked things, and do it as a blog, however it holds your interest. And just go through your day, and when you find something that you think is overlooked, write it down and see what you find. If you aren't finding 10 new things, then that is the challenge, to step off the path. You might need to walk down that road that you haven't walked down. You might need to go ahead and step 10 steps off your normal routine. Go ahead and try to talk with that individual that you've seen around and haven't really talked to, just to find out 1 or 2 new things that you can write down. I hope this was helpful. If you have any feedback, please leave it in a comment below. And to encourage me to make more tutorials, please hit the like button and subscribe. I hope your writing goes very well, and have a good day.